And our mini speaker today is going to be Dennis Gorton, and a lot of you already know Dennis. He's spoken to us on a previous occasion, quite some time back, about cutting a Volkswagen engine in half. He is a retired school teacher. He's been gliding for 40 years and has been a member of the Old Fliers group since the earliest days.
A long-time friend of mine who's since passed on. He was a brilliant glider pilot, Cathay Pacific Check Captain. His great call to flame was doing long distance flying in a motorised self-launching glider. And Hal Sutton, who was also a foundation member of this group, and I and Tug's then wife Marlene helped him, crewed for him on the Cross Australia flight. The glider that mainly we're going to talk about next month, the idea of this one is just to introduce you to Tug Wilson. I don't know whether you're aware or not, but the word name Tug is tacked on to all Wilsons, particularly in the Navy. They're either Tug Wilson or Bungy Wilson. And as Tug joined the RAF at a young age, he hated his name, Bernard John Wilson, and he accepted the Tug, and from then on he was Tug. Tug was born in 1936, and as far as I can work out, he died quite tragically with a horrible cancer around about 1988. He joined the RAF as a PTI, and those of you in the services know that PTIs are strong in the back and weak in the head. Tug was far from being weak in the head. He was quite a gung-ho type of person. He was a brilliant organiser. He was a gentleman, but he was just slightly eccentric at times. And to give you an idea of what I mean by this, Marlene gave him a new watch for his 50th birthday. He went into the pool with it. Wasn't sure whether it was waterproof or not, but just to make sure, he put it in the microwave oven. Oh. We first met him about 1981, and I bought off him a airband VHF radio, which he demonstrated with the wrong power pack and blew it up. But apart from this, he was a brilliant chap. He trained as a glider pilot in the RAF, and he used to walk down to work every morning with the CO of the air station in the south of England, and the CO said this particular morning, they're having a bit of trouble down at the gliding club, you better get down there and help them out. So Tug did, and took up gliding, and subsequently became a world-class distance flyer. From that, he joined air crew and trained as a pilot in the RAF. He went on and retired as a squadron leader. He was a senior pilot in the Queen's flight, and on retirement he went to Hong Kong and joined Cathay. Flight down here to Perth was around about 1981 when we met him, and he called me up. My name was in the phone book as the contact for the Narrogin Gliding Club, and Tug part of his gliding that he wanted to get some long distance. And so he joined Narrabeen, and he was a member of the Narrabeen Club until, excuse me, about 1985, 86. The first flight that we were aware of, we converted him to the old Cirrus and sent him off on a 300, which I recall was cool and queriting, about 308 kilometres. The day was very mediocre, and we thought, well, we'll just sit here for 10 minutes because he's going to be back for shore. 5 hours later he came back and he'd completed the triangle, and when we checked the barograph it looked like a sawtooth. The highest he got was 5,000 feet, and most of it was around about between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. And he did a 307 in just under 5 hours. We realised at this time that we had a brilliant pilot. That's another photo of the pic that we're going to talk about next month. There's Tug after the Cross Australia flood. He imported the glider into Hong Kong and conned the authorities into letting him fly up from Kai Tak Airport. This is the area where his house was, and he used to take off from Kai Tak and come along the hills and ridsaw the hills. He pulled a bit of a shufti and tried to be smart. He painted the glider like a Cathay with the green nose and stripe. And just to get in good with Cathay, he applied for the registration Go CPA, which he kept for about a year until the authorities caught up with him. They made him take the hyphen out there and stick it in there, so that it became Golf Oscar CPA. There's a photo of the glider in front of a 747, give you an idea, and that's the flight that I'm going to talk about next month. It was a flight that ended up 3,500 kilometres. So that's all I want to do today, and hopefully if you can come next month, I'll roughly go through that again next month just to remind you of what I'm talking about, and we'll talk about the trip. Thank you.